Welcome to the Leetist podcast, a show where we play trivia games about video games. I am Kenny, joined her on the table today by the Aaron Stampler and the Roy to my Martin Vale, also known as Tim here.
Hello.
And Ryan.
Yo.
And we have a packed house today to play some special games. Who is here with us? Let's see. Isaac is back.
Hi, Isaac.
What's up, everyone? How's it going?
It's good to have you back, my friend. It's been a while.
It's my brother.
Oh, it's my good brother. To be here.
Tim's brother, famous brother. Retro Blast podcast has brought us Pat today. Pat, you go by Pat or Patrick usually?
Either one's fine with me, just no Patty.
Oh, damn it.
No Patty.
I was going to shotgun
Patty. Don't do it.
I was going to shotgun Patty, man. Which, I probably shouldn't have said that because it's going to happen now. So, yeah.
What if I call you Pat Say?
Like, don't just call him Pat.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
I've seen you around the
Patrick, Pat.
Cool. I've seen you around the community for a while. You know, we've been in the Twitter space, in the gaming space, in the retro space with Gamers Week and all the kind of podcasts that surround them. And we have this whole community together. And I saw you had like Blue and Donnie on recently about talk about games. But on Retro Blast, you talk about a different game every episode, which is awesome. I like that. I'm kind of jealous of that because you know you have all you got to do is pick a game and then you're off to the races, and we have to prepare all this shit.
Pretty much, man. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, suddenly I am also kind of jealous of that. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to think about all the games all the goddamn time.
As we usually do in our show with the guests later, we'll have a chance to chat with Pat about his content and all that. But, you know, what we do here is play games, goddammit. And we have a news game where Tim has a very special game, a returning game. Ooh. And I think Ryan has a sound game. Timestamps are below the show. Of course, you can jump to any spot you want.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, listeners, tell everybody that you ever meet that this is the greatest podcast in the entire world. And when they go, wow, what does that show even do? You can just go to theleetist.com/new listeners and find out, because we have clips on there and you can find out what it is we do. And if you find yourself at the end of this episode and you liked it, only if you liked it, though, go to the review section of whatever platform you're listening on and give us the best possible rating and review ever, because every little bit of that helps the glorious cause that is the Leetist podcast.
I think even if you don't like it, just leave us a funny review then. Just give us some fun. Just give us some fun.
Or give it the best possible.
Look. Well, at this point, I think I'm happy with either or, because I want to just see interaction happening.
That's
tellers.
fair. Yeah,
arguments. Yeah.
Let's argue.
I like to see the off the cuff reviews. We had one time. I did a little. Yeah, I searched one time, which I probably shouldn't have done because criticism I welcome, but it also makes me emotional. But no, I found one once where someone had pointed out that my co-host said 100% so much. And so I told him about it, and he got really self-conscious, and then he stopped doing it.
Oh man, if I had a nickel for every fucking thing that I mess up when I do this podcast.
Ryan talks about nickels too much.
I would get a lot of nickels, because I do say nickel quite a bit.
That's a lot of nickels.
Yeah, 100%. At least require.
This is why I told Ryan never to check the YouTube comments, because they are savage on there, man. Let me tell you, they're relentless.
Yeah,
that's why I don't put them on YouTube.
That's a dark path. We don't go down there.
Like, of all the places, this is like a little inside thing that I do when I'm posting all the socials. Yeah, right. When I post all the socials and everything, I post our Discord for the website. On the website, I post it on like a Twitter post, and post it on like everything except YouTube. I don't want YouTube commenters to join our Discord.
Oh no! Oh man,
no.
I wish that there was like a positive YouTube, like a YouTube that only is like an us tube, like a us tube. Let's make an us tube, guys. Let's us tube it. But yeah, leave that positive comment.
Hey, guys.
Yes, sir.
I want to see what's on the YouTube.
That's right. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Or at least don't tell me. While you're doing that, let's play the news game. The news game.
Spooky.
Every episode, we like to take a brief look back at the gaming news of the week and give our 2 cents. But of course, on this show, simply reading the headlines ain't Leet enough. We make a game out of it. I'm going to read off some quick-fire fill-in-the-blank gaming news questions for my lucky contestants, and they'll have 30 seconds to answer them. We don't do deep dives here, so if you want to know more, Google it.
Yep.
Google it. Just Google it.
Google's fine. Bing also acceptable.
So we have we have both a lot of content to get to today, and there wasn't a lot of news this week, so we only have one round, 4 questions for the news game.
Oh, nice!
So we're just gonna get on it. And what do you think? How should we do this?
Just shout it out then.
Shout it out.
Yeah,
all right,
let's just do a shout it out. So anyone can shout it out.
Okay,
they already know the answer.
The remote users will not be at a disadvantage at all during this one. So it'll
I'd
all
say
work
this.
out.
How about this, Kenny? We give him like a 5-second head start after he answers the question.
That's fine, yeah.
All right, yeah. We'll count him down. All right.
Okay, so the Discord delay. But
so
we can
all it is, I'm just going to say fill the blank stuff, and whoever knows the answer, just shout it out. You ready, Kenny?
I'm ready.
Good. A Nintendo Blank showcase happened this week. I didn't get a chance to watch, but I'm sure it was great.
Indie.
That's right.
That wasn't 5 seconds, Kenny. Kenny, you cheater.
This is so great.
I
Keep it
literally
on.
started
This is
counting
great.
down on my hands.
A new competitive multiplayer Warner Brothers game in the Blank universe has been announced.
Harry Potter.
Hey, Isaac got it. All right. Steam game prices in Japan, Canada, and other countries have a steep increase in Blank game prices this week.
Sony.
Sony PlayStation is correct. Oh my God, Isaac's killing it. And lastly, a free playable demo and character creator for Blank became available on PS4 and PS5 this week.
6, I don't care.
All right, Ryan wanted that point, so he got it.
Isaac got it, so it didn't matter. By the way, I just wanted to. I'm so glad you brought that up because the character creator in that game is absolutely amazing.
We'll get to that in just a second.
It.
I just have to announce Isaac is the winner of the news game.
Yay.
Clappies.
Clappies.
It only took 95 episodes.
That's right.
Hey, man.
Oh, my God.
One of them was the Warner Brothers, the Harry Potter mobile game.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyone,
Quidditch World Champions.
Yeah. Anyone going to jam on that?
That was kind of, it looks cool, and it was making me wish that they'd put that in the Harry Potter game, Hogwarts game, because that'd be cool.
Just the Quidditch?
Yeah.
They don't have Quidditch?
They don't, no. It's like,
what?
It's shut down for the season in the story because of some stupid reason that they didn't want to put in the game.
Oh my God. That seems like a major.
I know. And the flying mechanics in the game are cool and everything, so
That's
I don't know why.
wild that they don't have that in that game. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 different developers. One's Monolith and the other one's Unbroken.
And the Quidditch one is a mobile game, I think? Or is it? Did you just say that?
I don't know about that.
I thought it was a mobile game.
Okay.
Maybe it's not.
We don't talk about mobile games around
We
these
don't
parts.
talk about mobile games over here.
I was going to say, Pat, you are a retro-themed podcast and cover retro games. Do you keep up with games like Street Fighter that put out new entries? Are you interested in them?
I do. Yeah, I play modern games as well. I just finished playing Resident Evil 4
Hell yeah.
remake like 4 times through already. I'm still playing the Dead Space remake.
Whoa.
Same.
I've got a huge backlog. So yeah, I mean, I don't keep up with everything because I don't have time, but I do keep up with as much as I can.
Should definitely check out the Backlog Busters, the people.
Oh, look at that. Like that plug. Well
plug
done.
in some of our friends of the show.
Yeah, we just had Grouchy on a couple episodes ago. He does Backlog Bingo.
Backlog Bingo is amazing. It allows you to get through that and feel way more accomplished than you think you can.
So other than the character creator being really cool in the Street Fighter demo, I did play the demo. And what is going on in a Street Fighter?
It's so weird. Okay, so the character creator, oh my God, what is it? Monster Factory? Is that the name? Oh my God, they're going to have such fun.
Oh, I'm
they're
sure.
Gonna have such fun with
I'm
this.
absolutely sure of it.
I made a monster. It was insane. But what was great is in the story mode, you just like walk around and you just go up to a person and you go, hey, I want to fight.
You're literally on the street in an open world and picking people to fight.
That's amazing.
Like, There'll be like older people. There'll be younger people.
Or
It's
like finally literally a street fight.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it's like old school WWF, where like the superstars would fight like the random Joes.
you like literally are just going to a crowd and then you just press a button and you do like a fight initiate where you like just kind of clasp your chest like, hey, let's go. And then they go, okay. And then you fight. And it's a smooth transition wherever you're like standing when you fight, you're fighting there. So it goes into the fight screen wherever you're standing. Cool. And then people that were kind of right by you start running towards the fight to observe the fight.
Wow.
It is so weird.
Tell me why I did not see one Street Fighter character in this whole time.
Oh, I know. It was great.
What is happening? It seems like a different game completely. Like, what's going on?
This is why I'm absolutely in love with this game.
I guess they needed to knock the franchise for a loop, and that seems like as good a way as any to do it.
I'm 1,000,000,000% down with this game. Like, everything about it. Because, like, it also has that idea of, like, the old school wrestling games where, like, when you created a character, you get to choose a moveset of one of the other characters, but then you also got to add any like specials. So I could be like, I want Ryu's like fireball with this guy's like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Hadouken. And then, I said that right.
He did. No, it was great. Keep going.
And then the character creator has no reason to be as just absolutely verbose as it is.
Okay.
It is amazing.
Like Code Vein territory.
I think it surpasses it. Like
Maybe.
it is.
But can you choose genitals?
You could choose male, female, or human.
Oh, what?
Human.
Oh, human. Male, female, or human.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What else was there? I can't remember now.
Let's see. Indie Showcase. Anybody watch the Indie Showcase?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What'd you think?
I'm all for the Rift of the Necrodancer because I'm a big Necrodancer fan.
Sure.
I thought that was a solid kind of pivot that they're doing with it, which is nice.
Blasphemous 2?
Yeah, I wish I got into Blasphemous 1. I didn't really get that far into
I tried to play it right after I played Death's Gambit, which was an incredible similar game, and it just didn't live up to how good Death's Gambit was, so I stopped pretty soon.
Because Death Gambit's more of a Dark Souls game than
it's
the Blasphemous
a 2D
is.
Dark Souls game, yeah.
I guess the sadness again strikes where people thought they were going to talk about Silksong. I guess, like, do you think that they would talk about Silksong in an indie?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to stoically sit in the corner and wait for it to release. They said it was going to be within a year in like September.
It's coming out this year, bro. It's coming.
I need it.
Here it comes.
Hello.
Let's see. We already talked about Quidditch. Oh, I don't know. I didn't even read the article. PlayStation raised prices and some shit.
Fun. Good for PlayStation.
Fucking Google it. I think that's everything I got for the news game.
Yay.
Good job, Isaac.
We're all winners today. As we all work together.
My brain is overloaded because I've got 8 pages worth of a game material to start with you guys.
Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Once you figure out if you're smarter than a Leet gamer, why don't you see if you're smarter than a game essayist? On my channel, The Game Essayist, I make short-form video essays about all the random and relevant games, like Pokemon's most unique gym leader, and is Skyrim a little too big? So once you're done listening to The Leetist, head over to The Game Essayist on YouTube.
Gentlemen, it's time to play part 2 of the Kings of Retrovia.
King of Retrovia.
For the listeners that have never heard before, and for Pat here, who probably hasn't heard the first one, the Kings of Retrovia was a Zork-esh game that I made over a year ago, basically, and I walked the players through a dungeon of my own creation for them to answer some trivia questions of different sorts and varieties in order to be crowned the Kings of Retrovia. It's basically a retro trivia challenge. I have made a new one.
I'm so stoked.
It has been a very long time since I made one. And so I made a new one. And I got some new rules. I got some changes, but I'll kind of go over some things that we did in the last one that I have established, and I would like to continue into this one.
Pat, are you familiar with Zork? Because I wasn't until we played this game.
Yeah, I was familiar with it.
Okay.
I played it.
North, south, east, west. You find yourself in a forest. What do you want to do with this tree? I want to hit it.
That is the one.
You pet the tree heavily.
Yeah. It appreciates you. Right?
You will find this one's a little bit more linear. My bad. But it's still going to be a good one. I promise. So in this game, basically, you all as players are the kings, the current kings of Retrovia, and your lives represent the health of the party. If you get questions wrong, your character dies. Whoever answers the question dies. Okay. If you die, that is basically like losing health. Okay.
All right.
Now, That does not mean you are out of the game. You can continue to participate in the game and answer questions with your fellow party members. But if everybody dies, you all lose, and that's the end. Okay? Now,
the past year of your reign over Retrovia has been peaceful. The classic characters of all your favorite and least favorite games have been living in harmony. You all settle down at the end of your day, each of you reflecting on the state of things in your territories. For you see, shortly after the four of you were crowned, you made the decision to split the rule of Retrovia into 4 main territories. Number 1, the lands of computer gaming. Number 2, the lands of arcades. Number 3, the lands of classic consoles. And number 4, the lands of classic consoles that aren't necessarily as classic, but are still old because it's 2023. But we're going to try not to think about that.
We ran out of name titles.
And now you will decide who is the ruler of each of those individual lands.
Oh. All right.
Surely the decisions you will make have no real bearing on the events that will unfold in this game.
What was the first? Computer games?
I think Isaac should do computer games.
I think,
right?
Isaac, you shall lead us.
I don't know computer games from back then.
You shall not lead us in computer games.
I think you're better at PC knowledge than any of us, though.
I would give it to Isaac.
Maybe.
Pat, do you want to do
when we say, here's my question. If we say the realm of classic consoles and then the classic consoles, but not quite so classic, is that where like the cutoff?
Yeah, we're talking somewhere between like 93 and 2000.
I'll take the older one then. I'll take the. I think I could do the more classic consoles.
I could do either. I'm good.
No,
with
I'll do the classic consoles. You do the ones in the 90s to 2000s,
and I'll do arcade, I guess.
All right, cool.
Oh no!
All right, so Kenny's doing arcade.
JK or Dwayne for this one.
Isaac is doing computer gaming.
Yep.
I'm gonna do the classic.
Oh, okay.
You're all retiring for the evening in a shared study room by a fire when the flames suddenly turn a deep purple. The lighting goes dim, and in front of the fire, there suddenly appears a ridiculously ugly sorceress, just horrid looking. She speaks in a voice that sounds incredibly familiar to you all.
Hey, folks, it's the great sorceress, Tim the Shameless. It's high time you prove your worth. See, performance reviews are coming up, and we really need some fresh assessments of your retro gaming trivia prowess, so I got to test you. Oh, and be sure to subscribe to the Leetist podcast.
You got it.
With that, the hideous sorceress blinks out of existence, and the room starts to warp and distort. You are all sucked into a vortex of that same deep purple, and are suddenly dumped into the center of a large square room. As you gather your bearings, you look around. This is what you see. To the west. I'll turn off the deep purple.
I like that. Is it only a 30-second loop? Is it just
gonna
enough
stay
for
on the
us
whole
to
time?
I was going to say, is it just enough for us to skirt
I talked to
copyright
Deep
issues?
Purple. They said it was cool. To the west.
Sorcerer's just walking around with a little cassette player playing Deep Purple.
But all it's doing is looping the first 30 seconds of it.
Exactly.
The sorceress is like,
It's the only thing I know how to play. All right.
All right. I dig it.
To the west. You are in the middle of a big room, okay?
Yep.
to the west, you see a wall with lines of blue text cascading in 4 columns. To the north, you see a moat and a drawbridge into the portcullis of a castle. To the east, you see a flat gray wall with 5 square doors with colored numbers above each door. In the center of that wall, towards the ceiling, is a large yellow smiley face.
Oh, I like that.
To the south, you see a lineup of 7 detailed pixelated game characters. In the center of the room is a multi-tiered display case with 5 empty placeholders for objects you can't immediately recognize. What do you do?
Oh, guys, I kind of like the smiley face. What do you think? I'm immediately attracted to that smiley face. I'm like, smiley face, you look cool.
It sounds like a trick.
Hey, man.
I know. Or I could do the pixel. I would be interested in those two. My character would be like, they both look rad. Both look rad.
The pixel thing sounds cool.
Do you guys want to do the pixel thing?
I'll follow your lead.
All right, the pixel.
I shall lead us to the pixels.
Okay. The ugly sorceress Tim appears and speaks.
Hey, look at that. You're heading towards the realm of the not-so-classic consoles. So here's what that means. The ruler of that realm, which in this case is Pat, may risk it for the biscuit. If you can't answer the question, if you can answer the question without any guidance from the challenge or from the other rulers, you can do one of two things. You can get a hint stick or bring another player back to life. Any questions?
Sticks.
No? Great. Be sure to check out Leetist.com, like and subscribe on Twitter, and leave a rating and review. And Tim the Shameless disappears from existence.
He is shameless.
Yeah.
I love it. Pat, I trust you, my friend. You can answer this question.
Good, because I don't trust
This is
myself.
a fully optional thing. You don't have to, but if the opportunity arises, you can earn yourself a hit stick or bring another player back to life. Anyways, that was Tim again. I'm out.
Okay, bye.
You come closer to the depictions of the pixelated characters standing before you. A little green imp appears and says, "These are the 7 playable characters from Chrono Trigger." Absolute classic. Of the 7 you see here, Chrono, Marl, Luca, Frog, Robo, Isla, and Magus. Some of them go by names in-game that they weren't born or created with.
Ooh.
Which ones?
Ooh.
Wow. That's a good one.
So as far as like deciding how you guys want to do this thing, I mean, you can have like an open discussion if you want to, but in the end, everything is cooperative. But the ruler of the realm specifically can say like, I got
so
this,
definitely
or
Frog,
I'll try it.
man, because he was turned
like
into
my
a
health
frog.
is on the line, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's definitely
Like we can work together, but
Yeah.
I may take the hit.
Frog is 100% one because he was turned into a frog.
Right.
He was a king or no, he was a knight who was turned into a frog. So yeah, he had a name.
What was Magus's history?
We have to.
Magus.
He's also was born with a different name.
Yeah, Magus is born with
He was the one in 10,000 BC.
Yeah, Frog's definitely one of them.
Yeah, Frog, Magus.
What can you say the names of all the characters again?
Chrono, Marl, Luca, Frog, Robo, Isla, and Magus.
I think.
All right, so I'm almost. So Frog,
Isla?
I know Marl. Marl's got to be one of them.
Luca, I don't think so. I think Luca was born with Luca. Has always been Luca.
You're right.
Chrono has been Chrono. Always was Chrono.
Robo's one of them too.
Robo was invented as Robo.
Right, but he has a name. What was his name?
Oh, he has a designation like a serial number.
Yes, he has a long designation number. So yeah, that would be a different name. Yeah. So do you want to say?
And also, I would say Frog, Marl, because she's the princess, right?
Yeah, Marl's a princess, and then
Nadia. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, look at you! All right, that's bonus points.
So Frog, Marl.
Yeah, no, I'm reaching deep. All right, Frog, Marl, Marl's princess Nadia, Frog, Robo, and then I'm trying to think of the fourth one.
Magus?
I think Magus.
Magus.
Actually, I think
Magus
you're right.
was
I think it is.
What was his name before?
He was the kid in 10,000 BC, but I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think Isaac would know that too because I'm pretty sure Isaac had to watch.
Did
Tim
you
play
say when
that,
you asked the
over
question?
again.
Did you say which 4 or did you just say which?
I said which.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be meaner than the last one, by the way, because you guys can bring people back to life.
So go ahead, Pat. Say what the 4 are again, so we can
Lock
solidify
it in.
it.
All right, so it's going to be Frog, Robo, Marl, and Magus.
Well done.
Woo, good
Go
job.
on through and earn you guys some treasure. He says good luck, and he opens the door and he lets you through to the next room of the not so classic, but still classic realm.
Nice. I like that. We all used our knowledge of Chrono Trigger.
That was good. So since you all work together,
Reasonably
kind of thing,
classic.
Yeah.
Here's another clarification rule that I'm going to go ahead and do. Whoever answers it is the one that's putting their life at risk.
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Now, if he had, if Pat had answered all by himself without consulting you guys, kind of thing, he would have earned the hint stick or brought somebody back to life. The fact that you all helped each other means you just got it right, which is great because it means you move on and nobody dies.
Hint stick.
You know, the reward.
You know what?
Is,
I don't need the hint stick when I have the power of friendship.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll say that at first. Okay.
Give me the hint stick. Give me the hint stick.
Give me the power of friendship.
Power of friendship.
You find yourself on a beach. There are 4 jet skis parked that are ready to rip. They have logos on the sides that say Wave Race 64.
Oh, no.
You hop on and gun it out into the surf. The buoys guide you towards a finish line as you tear up the waves, man.
Yeah.
You pass through the finish line together and text appears in front of you. It says, "Congratulations! You beat the course on normal. Now try the 3 other difficulty levels. Hard, expert, and what?"
And Wave Race.
And Wave Race 64.
Oh my God.
Hard, expert, and radical, I think, right? Like, would it be like something dumb like that? Like, Wave Race, man.
Oh, wait. We covered this game for an episode of the podcast.
Sweet.
I know this. And it's a trick. It's a trick-ish. I think I know the answer. And I'm going to answer on my own. And I'm going to put it on the line. Right. I'm putting on the line for my kingdom and my team and the power of friendship. It's reverse.
Far out, man. Go blast a wacky or whatever jet skiers say.
Good job, Pat.
Reverse.
Oh,
it's
a little bit of a tingle.
It's just mirror, I'm assuming. Reverse is mirror, I'm assuming. Yeah.
You all ride out into the sunset and the screen goes black. When the lights pop back on, you're suddenly in the next room.
Good job, Pat.
Well done, Pat.
That was also very, very lucky that you covered that already.
My reputation's on the line.
You guys are in a library.
Oh, no.
Shh. In front of you is a catalog of issues of Nintendo Power.
Oh, I like this.
The very last issue flies from the shelf and lands in front of you, opening up to the first page. Text on the page appears and says, "The final issue of Nintendo Power was the first and last issue to feature reviews of what console or system?"
Can you repeat the question?
No. Yeah, of course.
No.
No.
Good luck, fucker. Okay.
Can you repeat the question? No, I cannot.
The final issue of Nintendo Power was the first and last issue to feature reviews of what console or system?
First and last issue.
Oh.
Okay, so it has to be
The last issue of Nintendo Power?
Yeah, it should be the Switch then, right? Or
no, it's the I don't want to answer
well, what are you
talking to
thinking?
y'all about it, but I'm pretty sure it's the Wii U. Pretty sure.
First and last.
Really?
It's the last Nintendo Power was the first issue to talk about the Wii U and the last issue to talk about the Wii U.
Do you know what year Nintendo Power?
Think so.
No,
I think that's
I thought
right.
Nintendo Power went on till like
because I remember the cover.
16, 17.
The cover was an homage to the first Nintendo Power cover, and I remember.
Well, that was the Mario cover.
I almost got a big poster of it.
Yeah, the claymation Mario 2
was a Wii U.
I'm trusting Pat's
I will trust Pat.
Well,
I have no idea.
Is it my health on the line?
I think
anybody can answer. So if you want to sacrifice Kenny, for example, you can tell him to answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can sacrifice everybody.
Oh, totally.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll put myself.
You want to fall
on
on that sword? All right,
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Does Pat drop his loot if he dies?
yeah, I'm taking
I'd
that
like
loot.
to.
Speak the answer, O companion.
It's the Wii U.
The text displays, "You've got the power!" And an old lady in the corner goes, "Shh." And points to an exit.
That was right?
Yeah, that was right.
Nice.
Good job.
Okay, I thought Nintendo Power for some reason went on till like 2017.
I would have
but
said
yeah.
Nintendo 64 because I thought it ended
no,
way before that.
It went pretty far.
I would have been very, very wrong.
All right, good job, man.
Pat,
She points to the exit, and you guys exit through that
Thanks,
together.
guys.
You are
How much loot do I have now?
All kinds of loot.
Friendship loot.
Friend cred.
I got all the friendship.
You get friend cred.
You were standing before none other than Al Gore.
No.
By the way, he's going to sound a little bit like Dr. Phil.
Yep. That makes sense.
He says to you, you know, many people don't know this, but I was a secret character. I'm sounding like a drunk guy. I was a secret character in NBA Jam TE. I'm super serial. There were some interesting secret unlockables in old sports games for the SNES. For example, there was one sports game that wasn't a golf game where you could unlock a golf game. You just had to type in golfer spelled backwards into a prompt. Do you know the game that it was? Was it NBA Live 95? Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball, Super Tennis, or NHL 94? It was one of those. You should tell me which one it was.
Thank you, Mr. Gore.
I was the vice president.
Yes, you were the vice president. Trust me, global warming. Yeah, we got it. All right.
We're still in the not so classic land, right?
Yep.
So, Pat, do you have any instincts on this before we converse?
This is actually, I may not know this one, folks. Can you tell me the names of the games again, please?
Yes. Are you sure you want me to tell you the names of them? Because I'll do it right now.
Okay, how about at least? Yeah, you know what? Two more times at least.
At least two more.
Just when you finish, just start right back up again. Yeah.
NBA Live 95. Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball, Super Tennis, or NHL 94.
I have an idea, but I'm gonna let you try to suss this one out first.
Okay, I don't. It's not NBA Jam.
It was NBA Live.
It's not Super Tennis.
It wasn't even NBA Jam. NBA Live was the...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's what he talked about in the beginning. So, but it's definitely not Super Tennis. If I had to guess...
I played a lot of NBA Live as well.
It's going to be NBA Live 95.
Oh, really?
That's my guess.
I played a lot of NBA Live 95.
Do you want to take the shot at that?
You have a hint stick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I never told you had the hint stick for the wave race one. I'm figuring this out as I go. One hint stick available.
Use the hint stick.
I'm going to go with the friendship power here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You want to converse? Oh, hint stick. All right.
It's definitely not Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball.
Go with your instinct, man. I think your gut call is probably the way to go.
I'm going to go with NBA Live 95.
That was serially impressive. I'll give you this. Here. Good job. You got it right.
Oh God. Yay. That was a long time. Oh, right.
I want you all to have this. It won't help with the devastation caused by climate change, but it could help you on your journey. He hands you a large piece of white jade encased in an 18-karat gold box encrusted with emeralds, rubies, and diamonds. A door with an exit sign appears. You all walk through, and it dumps you back into the main room by the display case.
Hey.
All right.
Pat, you cleaned that up, man. Good
Pat,
job.
you destroyed that room. You made that room your bitch.
Yeah,
Just call me the retro janitor.
All right. What are the three other rooms?
All right, retro janitor.
Yeah, that's the name. I'm changing the podcast. Tomorrow, new show.
That's not a bad show name. Retro janitors.
The retro
cleanup
crew.
this shit.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do the smiley face one now?
What were the other? Let's go.
Show me the room with the smiley face.
I mean, what were the other three? What were the three rooms?
I think someone really wanted to do the smiley face. Let's do it for them.
Okay. We're just going to go smiley face.
Smiley
It's funny because Ryan was the one that really wanted to do the smiley
did.
face, and now he's taking it back.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure.
Trying to be a good friend, Ryan.
Jeez, Ryan.
I know the power of friendship and all this is what we're doing here.
So I'll repeat what you have. You guys have cleaned up on the detailed pixelated characters. Right. Good job to the south. To the west, you see a wall with... narrator voice. To the west, you see a wall with lines of blue text cascading in 4 columns.
That's PC.
To the north, you see a moat and a drawbridge into a portcullis of a castle.
That's got to be retro.
To the east, you see a flat gray wall with 5 square doors with colored numbers above each door. In the center of the wall towards the ceiling is a large yellow smiley face.
I think that's arcade.
Maybe, yeah.
Shall we venture into the arcade land?
We can. I'm going to be the worst at this so I'm going to need your help on probably all of them.
Well, we're going to have to do all these rooms anyway, so let's do arcade. Or smiley face.
Smiley
if
face.
It is arcade. It might not be arcade.
You're heading to the east. Tim appears again. Hey, look at that. You're heading towards the realm of Isaac.
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Classic computer games. Here's what that means. Isaac, you may risk it for the biscuit.
Yo.
Anybody else? Feel free to go to the Leetist.com/new listeners and share that with all your friends. I've been Tim the Shameless. And he disappears.
I love him.
You approach the wall with 5 gray square doors with a smiley face in the center of the wall above the doors. Above the doors from left to right are colored numbers. Above the first door, a green number 2. The second door, a red number 3. The third door, a green number 2. The fourth door, a green number 2. And the fifth door, a blue number 1.
Okay.
Gray square with colored numbers.
Where's?
Are we in Minesweeper?
Oh
no, we're in Minesweeper, aren't we? Which means that...
I would never do something so despicable as put you into a game of Minesweeper.
Oh no, I've never beaten Minesweeper.
Oh heavens, I'd never do something like that to you, poor fine folks.
I'm scared.
Oh, bless
and the
your
smiley
heart.
face. Oh, damn it. Yes. Yep. It's all tracking now. All right. So green 2 means that there's safe 2 spaces. Red 3 means that outside in those 3 spaces there is a mine. Another green 2, another green 2, and a blue 1 is where the flag is.
Sorry, these are in a line.
They're in a row from left to right.
Yeah.
2, 3,
Okay.
2, 2, 1.
Yeah. So you have to open the blue door, right?
They're all gray.
I'm sorry.
I think
gray door
what
with
he's
the blue
wanting
one.
is the numbers to go in an order on the gray spots.
Can we move them around?
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay.
You cannot move the numbers around. They are painted above the doors.
The blue one, I think the blue one is safe. Blue one is, if they're in a line, then the blue one is safe.
So there's a door under the blue one, right?
No, I'm lying.
Oh.
Wait a minute. I lied. Hold on.
Stand by.
Actually, the green 2 on the right is the safe one. The last 2 is the safe one.
That's the one you're choosing.
Who's opening it?
Yep. I am.
The rest of the doors display depictions of unexploded mines, and the fourth door opens, and you can walk through safely.
How did you deduce that?
Yeah, how did you deduce
Let's go over the rules of Minecraft real quick, and I'll tell you.
But that wasn't mine. We would have been dead a long time ago.
No, wait. Maybe Google that after the show is over. It's
I don't want to do Minecraft, but I'll play Minesweeper.
Or Minesweeper, yeah.
I'll
or
play
Minesweeper. Yeah, go over the rules of
Minesweeper, yeah.
Minecraft.
See, why haven't they done that, actually? That's a collab they should do. Minecraft,
I'm sure they've done it.
Minecraft Minesweeper.
There's no way that doesn't
Yeah, that's
exist.
gotta exist already.
Oh, yeah, that just
That's gotta be a
writes
thing.
itself.
Be great.
In this new room, you look up and there is no ceiling. Just the night sky and a sea of stars. From above you, you hear a whooshing noise when a small spacecraft suddenly rushes into the room and settles on the ground in front of you. You may recognize the pilot in his blue helmet and purple shirt. He speaks. Greetings, fellow cadets. A pleasure to meet you. I'm in need of assistance. My ship runs on correct answers, but tends to malfunction when exposed to incorrect ones. Can you help?
No,
The Maxis game Full Tilt Pinball was
Yep.
comprised of 3 pinball tables, though you may only be familiar with mine, Space Cadet.
I know.
Can you pick out one of the other 2 tables from this list?
No, you're the only fun one.
1. Dragon's Keep. 2. Maiden's Rescue. 3. Wizard's Fury, which I accidentally misspelled as fur, which was kind of funny.
Wizard's Furry.
Wizard's Furry. Windows games were weird.
Yeah, I mean, they were ahead of the time.
Dragon's Keep, Maiden's Rescue, and Wizard's Fury.
And this
Which
is
was a real.
I think
this is
I
Isaac.
think
Yeah.
I know this one.
Do it, bro.
I gotta get.
But yeah, go ahead.
I actually don't know the answer to this, but just based on 80s gaming culture, I gotta guess it's Maiden's Rescue.
Is that your ultimate response?
Or do you want to?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Do you want to collaborate, or do you want to
stop, collaborate, and listen?
No, please.
I think it's Dragon's Keep.
For some reason, Dragon's Keep was coming out into my head too. Like I don't know why. Like I do remember there was 3 of those damn pinballs, but Space Cadet was like the best one of the bunch.
And the first one.
Space Cadet was the one that most people played.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if 2 of you feel Dragon's Keep, I'm cool. Majority rule there, because I have no idea.
Dragon's Keep.
The engine sputters to life and the ship floats in the air. The Space Cadet smiles and says, "Thank you so much for your assistance!" and flies out of the room.
Yeah, I there's like a part of like in the very, very back of my brain, I'm like, I remember a dragon pinball machine in there, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
The exit to the next room lies beyond, and you enter into the next one. A projection screen depicts the scene from Oregon Trail.
Oh, no.
A scene shows the wagon and the oxen and your family with a beautiful landscape in the background. A prompt on the screen says, what is the first landmark you reach in the 1985 version of Oregon Trail we all know and love? Is it A, the Kansas River crossing, B, Chimney Rock, C, Fort Kearny, or D, the Big Blue River crossing?
I'll let Isaac choose first. And then if you think you need collab, we can do that. Or use a hint stick. Do we have a hint stick?
No hint sticks available.
Okay. So we'll wait and see if you may know.
I mean, the one that sounded most familiar was Chimney Rock, but I couldn't.
My thought process is that there was 2 with the word crossing in it, and usually by logic, that's to throw off the right question.
I think I know what it is.
Well, what do you think it is?
I'm just not telling you
what do you think it is?
Well, no, I mean, like, all right, we're collaborating.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Kansas,
collaborating.
I think it's the Kansas city.
The Kansas River crossing.
Kansas River crossing.
I think by virtue of
that might be right.
Yeah, that having the word crossing in it, and my logic, I agree. I like it.
Okay.
I'll say it. Kansas River crossing.
You caulk the wagon and float across the Kansas River crossing into the next room.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hey.
God, I played that game so
Well done,
many
Kenny.
times.
Also, you pass by a headstone. What does it say? Here lies blank.
Kenny? Did he die?
Kenny, he died of dysentery.
Oh, he died of dysentery. All right, cool. Oh, who's Terry? All right.
Wait, did Kenny die?
No.
You find you're in the next room.
Oh, yeah.
You find yourself on a platform looking down on a life-size 3-dimensional chessboard. The Blue Queen and King have the Red King trapped. When the Blue Queen looks up at you, she says, "Hey guys, remember battle chess?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to kill the Red King. All you have to do is tell me in the original battle chess, what weapon does the Queen use to kill opponents?"
Multiple choice?
Sure. A dagger, a scepter, a sword, or magic?
I think it's magic. I think I remember this, and I think it's magic. She like casts a spell or something, and they like turn to ash.
Isaac, do you have any clue? You're the PC man.
I have no clue.
Actually, that sounds right.
I was designated the
think he's
PC
right.
guy, and I'm like, I know Minesweeper.
You got to shoot Minesweeper, brother.
You guys play Ski Free? I know that one.
I totally forgot about Battle Chess until right now. And God, that game was awesome. I played the shit out of that. It was so fun.
It was fine, but it was slow, in case you don't remember.
Yeah,
There
you had to wait for the animations, brother.
Ryan, why don't you say magic then?
All right. My queen, I believe it is magic that is used.
Nerd. That's right. The queen waves her arms and a bolt of magic energy disintegrates the Red King.
that's
She
what I
blows
remember.
a kiss at the party and the Blue Queen and King disappear.
Look, I'm going to play the damn role if I'm going to play the damn
I
role.
just wonder if we're going to get a solitaire question.
It's here now.
In place of the Red King is a shiny object, and stairs appear from the platform you're all standing on, leading down to the chessboard.
Ooh.
What do you do?
Descend.
Oh, perfect.
shiny
That's great.
object.
It is a goblet made of platinum and gold, studded with diamonds, rubies, sapphires, pearls, and green jade. A door with an exit sign appears on the other side of the board. When you leave, you find yourself back in the middle of the room in which you started.
Guys, I just want to say we're fucking knocking this out of the park.
I don't mean to jinx it, but yeah, we're tearing this up.
To the west, you see the wall with lines of blue text cascading in 4 columns. To the north, you see a moat and a drawbridge into the portcullis of the castle.
Next.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Portcullis of the castle.
Portcullis of the castle. You are heading north.
North. Movie by Rob Reiner.
Is it?
The ugly sorceress Tim appears and says, "Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, you're heading towards arcades. You know what that means? Canny.
Yep.
You can risk it if you want to. You can answer the question without any guidance from the challenge or any other rulers. And if you do that, you can get a hint stick. Or, bring another player back to life. I'm just saying. So be sure to follow us on Twitter.
At the Leetist.
Tim disappears.
Hey, he's catching on.
It's at the Leetist. Do I win a hint stick?
No. The north path leads you to a rickety drawbridge over a moat with a creepy castle gate just beyond. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Cross.
Wait, no. Inspect the bridge.
We haven't had to do any of that so far.
Yeah, nope.
I'm afraid.
Inspect the bridge.
Pretty bad looking. I wouldn't trust it.
This is why you ask.
Inspect the room around the bridge.
There's a moat.
Do we have any items?
It's kind of murky and freaky.
Do you see any creatures in it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're getting
dangerous
D&D.
ones?
He just wants us to cross the bridge.
Cross the bridge.
All right.
Speedily.
Well, what order?
I'll go first.
Will you now?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
You make it across the bridge.
You all start crossing the bridge, and you make it across the... I'm just kidding. You don't.
Uh-oh.
You randomly fall into a hole in the bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn it.
You're dangling from the broken bridge, and there's this tentacle creature that's living below you, and it starts to reach up at you, and a prompt appears in the air, indicating that 2 actions must be taken. Of the 5 prompts, of the 5 actions you can take,
it's Dragon
up,
Slayer.
Down, left, right, and sword. What 2 actions do you take?
You're playing Dragon Slayer, bro.
The whole team can still help on this one.
I think I'm going to do it because we'll get a prize if I do it myself.
That's right.
I think you
can do it.
I'm going to do up and sword.
In that order?
Okay, sword and up. You said there's a thing below me.
Yeah.
And I'm dangling.
Yeah.
So slash sword and then up to crawl up, right?
Yep.
Sure, that's what I'll do.
Okay, that sounds
You
good.
slash with your sword and it keeps the tentacled creature at bay, then pull yourself back up onto the bridge. The rest of you cross successfully through the portcullis into the next room.
I've played enough Dragon Slayer.
You get a hit stick.
I mean, I never played that game. It's just logic.
Oh,
Good
it's
for
hard.
you, man.
It's hard as fuck, and don't recommend it.
It's very hard.
You enter into a very long room. There's a totally rad convertible with 4 seats at the starting line. The text image appears above the car saying, "Cruising USA." The doors are open, ready for you to hop in. Jump in, the car starts accelerating, zigzagging around the streets of California. You pass by billboards you can read as the car zips down the road. The first billboard says, "How much time do you regain?" The next you pass says, "When you get to a checkpoint." And the third says, "In Cruising USA." Just after that, you are about to pass under a checkpoint when the game freezes and 3 question marks blink in front of you.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
No multiple choice?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm not answering this myself. We can all talk. And
You
I'll
have
say,
a hint stick.
Wow.
what would the hint stick do in a non-multiple choice question?
Boy, that's a great question.
Oh, God damn it.
Maybe you don't have a hint stick.
Well, do any of you guys have any clue here?
I have an idea, but
Well,
What's
wait.
your
So
idea?
is the question how much time you get?
Yeah.
when you
hit a
cross a checkpoint in Cruising USA,
would
I'm pretty sure
a minute?
it's 10
20
seconds.
seconds.
You think it's 20? I think it's 10.
it's-
Well,
like a
you got me
lot.
second guessing. I think it's 20 seconds.
Ryan's like a fucking expert at getting people second guessing. It's like the most beautiful thing.
Or maybe it's 10. No, you know what? You might,
No. Wait, I don't want to be held.
Let
accountable.
me think.
I just
Tim's
remember
an expert at getting Ryan to second guess himself.
he really is. But like, I always remember because when I play Cruising USA, like when I cross those checkpoints and I'm like really low on time, I'm like, I don't have much time to get to the next checkpoint. I just keep thinking I'm gonna lose. Like when I'm doing that. So I always think it's like a lower amount, like 10 seconds added back. But I could be wrong.
But Pat's instinct was 20.
I mean, that could be wrong too.
You know, I want to say that, but I don't want to commit.
All right,
I'm
so
going to leave it up to y'all.
should
That's what I think, but I could be wrong.
I could use the hint stick. We don't know what hint we're going to get. We'll get a hint.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
I'd raise the hint stick in the air and wave it like a waggly.
Like he
It's
does.
not 10 seconds.
Okay.
Wait, but like, I just don't care.
Yeah, good hint.
Okay, we know it's not 10 seconds.
Well, so then
Good
do you
answer,
think
good answer.
Do you think 20 seconds or 15? 15 or 20?
I think we go with 20 because it came out of Pat immediately, instinctually, and I trust that. And we know it's
Came out
not
of
10.
me immediately, for the record.
Okay. So 50 or 20?
Yeah. Kenny will step up and say, I believe it is 20.
You pass under the checkpoint and you regain 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And you just managed to finish the race in first place.
Still not enough time for me to ever finish that damn race.
You all exit the vehicle, and there's a nice little coffee shop on the side of the road. You all walk in together because you think it'd be nice to get some lattes.
Yeah.
But you end up in the next room.
Do I get a latte?
Can
You
we leave
enter
an
it.
order and come back?
The hell?
You enter into a dimly lit room with computer monitors all over. Analysts are seated at tables with headsets on, talking about very serious matters. Someone dressed very well is addressing the analysts, yelling, "Find them! They pose a serious risk to national security." The very well-dressed man looks at you and says, "I don't know you. Do you work here? If you don't, I'll have you arrested and interrogated. You know what? I'll ask you something only one of us would know. In the 1980s, it was rumored that NORAD tracked players who got high scores in what arcade game?"
Missile Command.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's what this universe is Missile Command.
That's what that movie was about, right? The Last Starfighter, because about the rumors of like the FBI tracking.
There
Or
was
was it
no,
or
there,
asteroids or
with
missile
Matthew
command.
Broderick?
Yes.
Oh,
What
that
was
was
that movie called?
Was it The Last Starfighter?
Deep Impact.
Space Invaders.
The last Starfighter was when the guy goes to space to like fight. He's
What
good
was
at the
that
game,
called?
so the aliens recruit him to fight their battle. But there's one with Matthew Broderick
Yeah.
where it's a computer game.
Yeah, why
I'm
can't I
trying
remember
to
the name of
Talking
that?
about Ender's Game?
No.
But
No.
No.
I don't think that has anything to do with this, but yeah, it's
but missile,
definitely.
is it Missile Command then?
I mean,
It's the one with like, thermonuclear warfare. The's the
you're just thinking of the
Broderick.
movie.
War games. That's it.
war games.
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
that's not the question. Were you just trying to get
Do we get
there?
extra points for like creating side trivia of our own and answering correctly? Because if so, I could do that all day.
It's like that
Missile
movie.
What was that
Command.
movie where Matthew Broderick wants to play a game?
I say we just win because we
Last
got
war games.
Yeah. But Missile Command is probably the answer, right?
That they were tracking the ants.
NORAD's tracking stuff. That would be
Okay. Missile Command,
probably
final
from
answer.
1980s.
He's locking it in.
Missile Command!
Maybe you do work here. Anyways, break room is that way.
And he just points you guys to the next room, and you can walk past all the analysts and go to the
Nice.
next room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
Analysts.
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 Suck it.
Yeah.
You find yourself in an arcade. Go fig.
Hey.
Anyways, the wall is lined with skee ball alleys. God is standing in the last one, rolling balls up the lane.
God, dear God.
As you approach, he looks at you and he goes, "Hey guys, what's up? It's me, God.
It's me, God.
Just playing a little skee ball. About to beat my high score. Just got to roll this here ball into one of those hoops at the top left or top right corner. My question for you is, how many points will I get for that?"
Oh, I think I know this without help.
200.
Yeah, it's 100.
Oh, sorry.
Well, now I'm second guessing myself. I thought the top center was 100 and the top left and top right were 50 each.
I think the top left and top right are 100.
And what is the top center 200?
But you know what?
Middle?
I sound really confident. I'm not.
What did you think, Isaac?
I thought it was 200, but
you're
right.
I avoided skee ball at all costs. I was bad at that game.
My instinct was 50 because I thought the middle is 100 and the top left and top right are 50 each.
You're thinking darts.
I don't know. The middle one was always
so. It's
the middle one was 50, but the top left and top right were like really high.
So like the main ring that you can like the default ring is like 10, and then it's 30, 40, 50. So I'm pretty sure top left, top right are 100.
Well, here's the thing. I thought the dead center was 100, and then the top left and top right were not as much as the dead center. You know what I mean?
No, the top left and top right.
I don't know, man. I avoided skee ball again. That was not my game. I played the game where the light went around and I tried to hit it in the center. And that was dumb because there was no winning that one.
Pat, you think 100, and Isaac, what was your instinct?
200. 200. But I
split the difference.
Wouldn't stand by that. Super strong. Yeah, there you go.
I'm leaning towards either 100 or 50. How confident are you in 100, Pat?
I'm very confident just because I've played a lot of skee balls.
All right, I'll do
100.
I'll put my life on the line.
Wait,
though.
Hold on. Did you say how much will I get if I get it in each of them or just one of them?
In one of them.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
so how much is the one top left or top right? They are worth
100 each.
100 each.
100 is the answer. I will say to you.
Yeah. Hey, me bless you.
Hey,
because he's God. Because he's God. That's the joke. Because he's God.
Anyways, take this. Good job, guys.
Nice.
He hands you a solid gold crown decorated with diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and aquamarines. He says, "You need a lift," and he winks at you, and y'all appear back in the main room that you started in with a crown in your hands.
Oh my God, we have so much money, guys. I say we leave the dungeon.
Wasn't that
Alanis so Morissette? Much loot? Yeah, we can just go and get our coffees and go home.
Yeah, do we get our coffees? When do we get our coffees?
To the west,
I left an order. I don't know about
that. To the west, you see a wall with lines of blue text cascading in 4 columns.
Oh, this must be my land.
I'd say we go that way.
Oh, my landa.
This is my land. Let's go.
Guys, I think that's my land. Me bless you.
Me bless you.
All right, head towards the cascading text. Hey, guess who appears?
Tim.
The ugly sorceress, Tim.
God.
Says, if you're enjoying yourselves, be sure to leave a rating and review. And then he just disappears.
Oh,
great.
Wait, no, I don't understand this.
On the podcast platform you're listening to, and then disappears again.
Okay. That was fun.
When you get there, you come closer to a large wall. The 4 columns of blue pixelated text come into view. At the base of each of those columns on the floor is a tile protruding from the ground. Column 1, the text says, "Congratulations, secret room," and the tile is red. Column 2 says, the text says, "Created by Warren Robinette," and the tile is gray. Column 3, the text says, "For my son David," and the tile is green. Column 4, the text says, "Turn back, dead end," and the tile is black.
So I think they're created by
Warren.
So that is an Easter egg. Oh my God, what's the game called? Adventure. Thank you. I'm wondering if it's just like which one is the right, like which secret room is correct, because he's saying like red. And what color was the created by?
Created by Warren Robinette, and the tile is gray.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that, right?
What's the logic? I mean,
I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I just feel like that.
Well, I feel so. Like, I think the secret room and the color is whatever the color was of that secret room, right? So, like, if the first one said secret room, right? That was what it was called, but it was in red. So what? Like, I am completely like. What, do you guys have any ideas?
I don't.
Isaac,
can you repeat them, Tim?
Yeah. One of them says, "Congratulations, secret room," and the tile is red. The second one says, "Created by Warren Robinette," and the tile is gray. The third one says, for my son David, and the tile is green. And the last one says, turn back, dead end, and the tile is black.
So there was a guy at Atari back in the day who created an Easter egg inside, I think it was Battletank, made of his adventure. I can't remember which one. But anyway, he was rebelling against Atari and not having credits in the game. And I'm betting you it's Warren Robinette. Great.
Oh, my God. Isaac, we were talking about that, but that's Adventure is what you're thinking of. Adventure.
He said Adventure.
That's what he said. He said
No, he said Battletank.
He said, is that or it might have been Adventure?
Oh. Yeah. You know what? It's been mentioned twice. Let's just do it by that logic.
All right.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go for that one.
You go and stomp on the gray tile?
Yeah, gray tile.
Sorry, you die. No, I'm just kidding. You did good. Yeah. No, when you step on it, a door opens up in front of you on the gray wall. That is absolutely right. It was in the game Adventure. There was a secret room where you stepped on the infamous pixel called the gray dot. And if you walked into that room, you saw cascading from top to bottom and in blue text, it said created by Warren Robinette.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, well, good deduction, everybody.
Good job, everybody.
Let's go in the door.
You enter into a dark, small room with a table against the wall.
Resting on that table are 4 handheld consoles, lit up by a small desk light.
Oh.
In the center of the room are 4 pedestals wrapped in Japanese flags about 4 feet high, bathed in wide halos of bright light. There are placards on each pedestal that have these labels that you're going to want to write down if you're going to discuss this. They have labels on them.
Yep.
April 1989.
Okay.
September 1989. October 1990. December 1990. Examining the table, you look closer at the 4 handheld consoles and can identify them as an Atari Lynx, a Sega Game Gear, an NEC Turbo Express, and a Nintendo Game Boy.
Oh, my God.
I'm just going to stop writing and pass this on to you guys because I have no
So
fucking
Game
clue.
Boy was 1989. I'm pretty sure it was September of 1989. Lynx was, I want to say that was in the 90s. Came out after Game Boy because it was colored and people were like, oh, that's much better. And that was Atari's kind of hit towards Game Boy. Game Boy came out in 89. I'm pretty sure it was September, but I may be wrong.
I think I know.
You think you know the exact order?
I'll tell you what I think. I think I know what the order is.
Go through it and I'll confirm.
And if y'all want to write it down and let me know if it looks right.
I got it.
Okay, so Game Boy's definitely going to be April of 89.
Definitely April. So
definitely.
why do you think it's April though?
I'm almost positive because I'm pretty sure the Lynx, because a couple of years ago I was looking into getting a Lynx, and I was very surprised to learn the Lynx came out near the tail end of 1989.
Okay, well then that is good enough reasoning for me to say Game Boy for April.
Yeah.
Okay, so Game Boy,
so
April.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be April. And this is me throwing it out there. If you guys disagree, give a different answer. But
I don't
I'm pretty
disagree.
sure Game Boy is going to be April. Lynx is going to be September. And then I know the last one that was released out of those is going to be the NEC for sure.
The
which means
NEC?
the Game Gear came out in October of 90.
Okay, so
Game Gear. That means Game Boy April 89. Lynx is going to be September. And then the Game Gear is going to be October 90, and then the NEC is going to be December of 90, I think.
You said Game Boy, you said Lynx, you said Game Gear, and then NEC?
Game Boy, Lynx, Game Gear, NEC.
Okay.
And if I die, it's been fun.
The halos of light turn green and the sound of the Game Boy start screen.
All right.
Dude, nice. I mean, I'm so glad you had that weird Lynx knowledge because, I knew Lynx came out after Game Boy because it was kind of like a knock towards Game Boy, but I
thought the Lynx came out way later. I actually thought it came out closer to like when the Jaguar came out, and I was super surprised when it came out before that.
Yeah.
So that's why I remember. Yeah.
Bright light turns on the other side of the room, revealing a door that you players can walk through. As you enter in the next room, you hear music playing.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah. The walls have depictions of musical notes flying by, and a man is at the back of the room studying the wall of notes as they fly by. He turns around and looks at you, smiles, and says, "Hey guys, it's me, Chip Tanaka." Yeah, you know me, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Chip.
Hey, Chip.
Hey guys, it's me, Chip Tanaka. I'm sure you've heard of me, right? Anyways, I worked on a bunch of music for classic consoles. Some of my credits include the original Metroid, Kid Icarus, Dr. Mario, Earthbound, and a classic shooter on NES.
Did he do Contra?
Anything.
Contra would not fit in any of that kind of
Shooter,
tuning line.
like as in like light gun shooter?
Oh, that's a
Or-
great. Oh, that's a great question because it could be Duck Hunt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's maybe that or
I mean, Duck Hunt
yeah,
doesn't
if it's
really
a light
have
gun
much
game,
more.
If it's a light,
Duck Hunt just has like, yeah, and that can kind of, dude. Actually, I'm thinking more and more that sounds like it would be.
The other thing
Duck
I think
Hunt.
is like all of those games are later than Duck Hunt, and Duck Hunt's super early compared to those, isn't it?
Metroid came out.
Oh, Metroid 1. Okay.
well, Metroid was 86.
Yeah, it was about 2 years after the NES came out for
Oh, yeah,
Japan.
maybe it's Duck Hunt.
So
Right, right.
I think Duck Hunt, man.
Well, you're the man.
I'll take
If we
that.
can we ask for clarification on shooter?
I don't think. Well,
Is that fair?
Uh,
Well, because shooter could mean something like Contra, right? Or it could mean a light gun game.
It's a light gun game. There, said it.
Okay, then I would say that.
I'm Chip Tanaka. This is the kind of things I give my...
Come on, Chip.
It's either Duck. It could be. You know, it would be really funny if it was the other game. So there's Duck Hunt. There is Hogan's Alley,
Oh.
and there
Hogan's
is.
Alley.
Gosh, that's what I was trying to figure
And
out.
then there's also a skeet shooting.
Those are like the two big ones.
I mean, I like your instinct in Duck Hunt, but I don't know.
The skeet shooting was in Duck Hunt, wasn't it?
It was. Wasn't it a separate? Was it a mode in Duck Hunt or was it?
It's a mode. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
mode in Duck Hunt.
Because I had the 3-pack. I had the track and field, Duck Hunt, and Mario 3-pack. Oh, that was.
Just say Duck Hunt.
But now I said Hogan's Alley. And I'm really like.
Hogan's Alley is the only other one I can think of. That
Oh no!
it's one of those. It's got to be one
You
of
know
those.
what? I'm gonna take the light gun and I'm gonna
Point it at my own head.
I'm gonna point it at my head. I'm gonna say Duck Hunt and pull the trigger.
Jesus Christ. He says, "Oh, you got it. Good job."
Yeah.
Not just Duck Hunt, but also Hogan's Alley and Wild Gunman.
Oh, Wild Gunman! I forgot about that one.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about Wild Gunman.
Hey, guys, go ahead and head on through and go to the last room. I've been Chip Tanaka.
So he
Have a
did the
great
music
job.
for Hogan's
See you,
Alley
Chip.
too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So they either would have been
Bye,
right.
Chip.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, bye, Chip.
You will find I am kind.
I was waiting for you to say, and your brain splatter all over the wall.
And then the Duck Hunt dog comes out and goes, it makes that noise when you miss.
Just laughs over your corpse.
You go into the room, and there's this little kid in the room. He's got a backwards ball cap and a slingshot stuffed into his belt. He's got freckles and red hair. He looks like a real shithead.
Hi, Ness.
You go to the left side of the room. There's a merchant's counter. There's a guy behind the counter, and behind him is a shelf with 4 unusual-looking game consoles, each with a label. The kid addresses you and says, "Hey, idiots. You know, you guys look so dumb. Hey, dummies. Buy me a console. I want to take it home and play. And whatever you do, don't buy me a fake console. If you buy me a fake console, that would be the worst. Only dummies would buy me a fake console. So whatever you do, don't pick out a fake console."
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I don't like this question.
When the
coming
players
up.
approach the counter, when you guys approach the counter, the guy behind the counter says, "You should totally buy that kid a fake console."
Which one's it?
The 4 labels by the console say the Cassette Vision, the Laser Active, the G-Zone, and the Hyperscan.
Jesus.
All right. Well, the Hyperscan is a real one for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I remember
I know
Hyperscan.
that, 'cause it's
What
a
were
piece
the
of shit.
cassettes?
Cassette Vision, the Laser Active, the G-Zone, and the Hyperscan.
I think Cassette Vision is not a console. I can't imagine a console going, we're doing audio cassette with visuals.
Well, I'm confused now because the kid wants a real one, but the merchant said we should get a fake one. So what are we trying to do here?
Yeah, who are we going by? We need Chip. Bring Chip in.
Wait, no, we're choosing
Chip
which
Tanaka
one's
goes to the room. He walks up to you, goes, "Yeah, fuck that kid. You should totally buy him a fake console."
Oh, we want to buy the fake console. Right. That's
He's
why
been hanging
I
out in the
wanna
room
buy
the
the
whole
fake
time. I'm surprised you guys didn't say hi.
That's why I'm saying cassette vision, because I think that's fake. I don't think they would have made a console like that.
I think there's a little bit of a hint here. So I think the G Zone's the fake one.
That was my instinct. If I was answering this myself,
Why do you think the G Zone? Just
Because it sounds a lot like another like Tiger electronics thing called like the R Zone.
That's something that Tim would do.
So I think it's fake.
That's totally something Tim would do.
I think the other ones are real, and I think the G Zone's fake.
That is a trick Tim
I
has
remember
pulled
the
before.
R Zone very
right.
vividly. Unless they made another one, unless they did like a 2.0 that was called the G Zone. I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure that's the fake one if I had to guess.
all right. I'm going to say G Zone purchase, please.
The guy that kind of goes back to the shelves and he picks up the console labeled the G Zone and he gives it to the kid. Hey, you guys can give it to the kid. You give it to the kid.
Yay.
He says, "Thanks, dummies." And he leaves the room. The guy behind the counter laughs and says, "I hate that kid. Good job. Here's this."
All right.
Nice job, Pat.
He hands you guys an 18-karat solid gold disc studded with 12 diamonds, the birthstones of the 12 zodiac signs, and a miniature white gold sword set atop of it.
What the fuck?
I swear to God, if all of this comes back for the final puzzle,
He says, "I don't have any use for any of these, so please, you couldn't have
So
it."
wait, we haven't missed a single question.
No,
have we?
we were fucking rocking this.
we're
Man.
the best friends.
This
Here
is
we
probably
go.
the best we've done on any game on the show.
Best friends that anyone
everyone ever had.
He says, "I don't have any use for this really stupid, fucking valuable thing.
Sir,
Take it."
this is worth more than life itself.
You can head out that way. And he flips a switch on the door and the players that you came through, and now it says exit. When you
All
guys
right.
walk through it, you find yourself back in the middle of the room where you first started by the display case.
No,
Let's put all the items we accrued in the display case.
But is there an order in which we need to?
As you sort through the items that you have gathered, I'm going to read them all off now again because it's just amazing.
So don't write them down.
Don't write these down.
Amazing.
They're amazing. You have the disc that you got, the 18-karat solid gold disc studded with 12 diamonds, the birthstones of the 12 zodiac signs, and a miniature white gold sword set atop it. You have a solid gold crown decorated with diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and aquamarines. You have a goblet made of platinum and gold studded with diamonds, rubies, sapphires, pearls, and a green jade. And you have a large piece of white jade encased in an 18-karat gold box encrusted with emeralds, rubies, and diamonds.
Oh, boy. So what does the display case look like? Is
The
it
display
like,
case looks like it would fit those things.
in an order, like in a line?
Yeah, you can put them like they're
Like
kind
IKEA.
of they're kind of all surrounded. There's two on one side, two on the other, and then there's
And
another.
it looks
There's
like
another
it all
space
just
in the
kind
center.
of fits there. Yeah. Let's put them in the case. I start putting.
Oh, you start putting them in the case? Congratulations.
Put them in the case.
You put them all in the display case.
Put them in the case.
And in the center of this display case appears a silver blade with an 18-karat gold handle covered
Gosh,
with
we're so
diamonds,
fucking rich.
emeralds, sapphires, and rubies.
I will grab the blade.
The ugly sorceress Tim the Shameless appears and says, "Hey guys, good job. Now one of you has to hold the sword aloft and speak the name of the game that Atari created all of these actual prizes for and be crowned the true leader among leaders.
Wow.
I suggest you choose the player that performed most heroically and accurately of all, but I digress. That's patreon.com/Leetist. And he disappears.
I think I know the answer.
I know the answer too.
Oh, go, Pat,
All right.
Pat, you're the.
I will hand the sword to Pat.
Yeah, give it to Pat. Pat, my
All right.
friend. Speak it.
I'm going to lay it on the line again, yet again, for my new friends who've invited me so graciously on this podcast. I'm going to raise this sword high into the air. I drop it, and I apologize, but I pick it back up.
Oh, shit.
And I raise it again, trying to
No, I'm just kidding.
hide the embarrassment on my face. and realize that I haven't been to the bathroom in almost an hour.
So you go to the bathroom.
And as I finish my latte, that I snuck off to pick up with Chip.
Just kind of sitting here like, okay.
You guys are just sitting there just going like, where did he go?
Guys, hold on a second.
Race?
I'll be right back.
I'm just holding the sword high in the air. And I'm going to say the name of the game. The answer to the question is Sword Quest.
The sound appears in your heads again as a deep purple vortex sucks you all back into the throne room of Retrovia. You all return to your shared study, and you are reaffirmed as the true kings of Retrovia. Well done, gentlemen.
Well done, everyone.
Well slaughtered.
Holy crap.
I think that was the best we've done on any game ever in the history of this show.
It helps when everyone has good knowledge.
That was very impressive.
95
Spread
episodes.
across.
That's like the biggest flawless victory we've ever had.
For such a crappy...
Do we have a flawless victory soundbite on that board?
Oh, do we?
Might be worth it. Actually, it'll just play right now.
Flawless victory.
For such a crappy game, Sword Quest had the best, if you're the first one to complete this thing, you get all of these.
I think one person won one of the items. And then
exactly.
the guy
I
who
don't
won
think they
Atari
gave
took
the
rest.
whole thing away.
I looked it up. One person definitely won one, and then another person did, but he ended up melting down part of it in order to get the $15,000 worth of cash prize. And then the rumors are basically that the main developer or the
CEO of Atari had a bunch of
took the last.
He took them.
Yep. Yeah, they were like, well, we have to promote this somehow. No one's buying this game. Okay, well, fuck.
Well done, Retrovians. Hey, everybody, just wanted to take this time here to give our patrons the biggest, baddest, sexiest, big shoots shout out. Ryan, what do you think? Is this a good idea? Yeah! Okay. We're going to give you guys a shout out to the incredible patrons of the show, the Let's Play Princess and Michael Hughes and Megawatt and Exa Heath and Retro Game Brews and Darsturius and Aptly Dub and I wrote this and Ross Varner. Zach, huge thanks to you. Spoof Shot, the coordinator, Kyle Prime, Lemons, Andrew Morris, Brandon Walls, Andy Shaw, XP, Isaac, who's on the show right now, but he's away from his computer. And of course, our super sponsor, the Game Essayist. So be sure to check out the link to his show on YouTube in our show notes. You guys are pretty much fantastically wonderful. We really appreciate you all. And we just wanted to tell you that you are truly Leet. We like to spoil our patrons, so try to sign up as soon as you can at patreon.com/Leetist. I'm sure you haven't heard it at all this episode to get access to all kinds of super dope stuff from us, including show shout-outs, of course, bonus episodes, experimental content. When I say bonus episodes, I just want to clarify here. We make up new full games for that show, stuff you can listen in on. So if you like... the kind of games we make literally an extra one every show.
So much.
1/3 of the content that we create for the show is only available for the patrons, so you can get in on this shit. We do experimental stuff on that too, of course. If you want it, I will transcribe. I'll get transcriptions of the games we make, and we'll send them to you so you can have those as patrons as well. And then whatever else that we can end up coming up with. We come up with all kinds of stuff. We got a thing that's happening soon with somebody famous you might have heard of. So funding helps us with upkeeps and upgrades, prizes and merch, and, what else, Ryan?
Sunshine.
Lollipops, Kenny? Rainbows. Yeah.
There you go.
It helps us afford all of these things. All right. And you wouldn't want to leave us deprived
Without
of rainbows.
sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
I'm saying.
Don't make us.
No, don't sing the song. You don't know the song.
I don't know it.
All right. Also, you can sponsor our show, so if you like the second half of our show, you could be completely in charge of making that happen. So jump on to patreon.com/Leetist and see how you can become a sponsor of the show. So just do it.
For just $3, you can get the show earlier than everyone else. Monday nights when I get done editing it, and you can get access to the bonus shows, as Tim has mentioned, 30 or more minutes of extra Leetist every week.
It's true.
For your ears. So come on over to Patreon. Thank you guys so much who are supporting.
We love
you. Never gonna get you down.
Well, we killed that.
Yeah.
Completely.
Jesus. Okay, noted. Make it harder next time.
Well, honestly, dude, that
was pretty tough.
It was, yeah.
I think without all three of us Like
Four
of us.
Well, 4 of us. Yeah, all 4 of us. Sorry,
I almost killed you with Minesweeper.
No, actually, I was not including myself because I don't think I did much.
Yeah, like, I'm glad you guys took the Minesweeper one because that would have killed me for sure.
Honestly, it's so cool to know like that game makes you realize that everyone has this interesting like knowledge specific to certain areas.
Sure.
And then like they're just so good at it. Dude.
Which I like that it was like the categories like that.
Oh man.
Like some people grew up playing a lot more like computer PC games and so it's nice to kind of like separate.
Absolutely would not have been as successful if Pat was not here. So thank you very much.
Pat, thank you.
Yeah, I was afraid there was going to be like Commodore 64 questions. I was like, oh God.
I would only know like maybe 1 or 2.
I'll tell you, there was like 4 more questions that I wrote. And I was like, this is going to make the segment too long. And so
do you have them with it? Do you want to go over the questions?
I'll just
for
say
shits and giggles?
I'll just say what the topics were. I don't. I mean, they were just the questions. They weren't fleshed out as details to my story. One was this one was kind of fun. I wasn't really sure where to throw this one, but how much slower was the human speedrun record than the TAS record for Super Mario Brothers? And there was multiple choices. It could be 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 2 seconds, less than a second.
Oh, God.
It was less than a second.
It is indeed less than a second.
Wow. Yeah, it was. I remember that article and like looking at that because like you will never beat a TASBot for anything for a speedrun, but the closest people have gotten is like, just like
like half a second. Yeah, a little over half a second.
Some of them are
insane that someone came that close.
Well, the thing is, like, there's some things that you cannot do as a human that thing can, and it's just enough to get it over the edge.
What game did id Software come out with before Wolfenstein 3D?
Captain something or other.
Oh, did they do?
He's close. He's close.
Captain something.
It wasn't.
Was it Commander Keen?
Commander Keen.
Yep.
Oh my God! I used to play that one a lot.
The original Rayman game released on all but which of these consoles? Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation, Atari Jaguar, and Panasonic 3DO.
I don't think it came out on Sega Saturn.
Oh, you both would have been wrong because it was 3DO.
It came out for
I was going to say 3DO.
No one cared about 3DO.
Well,
And then the last one, this one was, I removed this one. This one got me going on the idea of deleting some of these because I thought it might have been a little bit easier. But in the classic arcade game, Qbert, what purpose do the multicolor discs serve? I was going to figure out how to phrase that into a question. But the multicolored discs in Qbert, what do they do?
I don't remember multicolor discs.
Well, son of a bitch, you should have included it.
I remember you jump on things and the platforms light up. And that's about it.
Fair enough.
And you're some sort of anteater, I think.
You were supposed to jump on the disc. They would take you to the top of the pyramid. And if the snake thing, I can't remember, the purple snake thing was following you, it would jump off the edge and you would get extra points.
Is it like a secret bonus thing that you get?
It's just something that like Dwayne and JK would have known kind of thing.
In the world of Qbert, that probably makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. So there we go. Those were the excess that I wrote as well.
the Qbert like world record holder was like a 70 or 80 something year old lady.
I believe that. I have no
She
problem
passed
believing
away
that.
several years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that something like I always look at the people that have been able to do those like greatest record for like King of Kong was like one of those documentaries that was super interesting and opened my eyes to that world. And it's like, man, I wish I was able to like have one game that I was like, I am the master. Like no one has beaten my score on this game.
Well, you should just play one game then.
I don't think I have the time, nor do I want to.
Patience with the time, yeah.
Some of those guys in King of Kong would find like old, like obscure games that no one plays just so they could have records in it and stuff. So
that is true.
We got a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up.
I got a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up.
We got a Donkey Kong kill screen.
Everybody,
guys, if you want to come watch Steve Weaves, about to get a Donkey Kong kill screen.
Oh, look at his! Oh my God!
You know we laugh at
I've
him.
watched that movie like 8 times.
Billy Mitchell's got his American flag tie on.
I'm Billy Mitchell's henchman.
I'm the guy that is like the Hyde sidekick in Billy Madison.
Fuck Billy Mitchell.
I think we just said that last episode.
He was the last boss in Retrovia.
Yeah, he was.
Part
He
one,
was
yeah.
in the first game we played. He was the first. He was the last
He's a
one.
real piece of shit.
I really would love to have Billy Mitchell on the show. I'm not gonna lie, that would be entertaining as
I
fuck.
don't want him on the show at
He
all.
would just plug his hot sauce for 30
know.
minutes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Billy, my boy. Stop
Yeah, but
talking
like,
about
how
your
many
hot sauce.
listeners do you would get for having Billy
Oh,
Mitchell?
yeah, man.
on?
We get
That's
so
true.
It's like,
many.
Billy, when did you first realize you were a cheating piece of shit?
I got a kill screen sheet coming.
We make fun of that kill screen guy, but I totally would have followed him over to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's got a kill screen sheet. I got to see this.
Speaking of plugging hot sauce, Pat, how long have you been doing the Retro Blast
I like
podcast?
making hot sauce.
And like, what's the
Yeah, we
story?
do have some hot sauce.
What's the story of starting Retro Blast and why'd you start it and how long you've been doing it?
Well, we started, it's been over, let's see, actually, how many years has it been? This year will be 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so we actually, my buddy Jay and I, years ago, I want to say it's around 2014. I had just moved back. I lived in Korea for about 3 years. And I moved back and wanted some sort of creative outlet. So we started a YouTube channel. And that was a weird time for YouTube channels. And we put a lot into it. It just didn't work out. It was too much work. We couldn't get through it. And years later, just decided that, you know what, I got to have another creative outlet, got to find a way to do this. So we started the idea of a podcast. And that just kind of took off from there. And I just decided this is what I want to do. I'm just going to do it for me. And that's how it started. I just wanted to do it for me. And over time, it just kind of picked up.
Nice.
And I love doing it. I really do. I really, really love doing it. I've met a lot of really awesome people, incling you guys as well now.
Oh,
It's,
shucks.
Big softy.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Take it in. Suck it on in. But there's so many, I think there's just so many really just lovely people in this community. Like
Awesome.
in the retro gaming space, the gaming space, there's that stigma, with gamers, right? People who game on all the social media and everything. And we have all seen that. But I think the people that are in this community that interact and like we all do stuff together, like it's just really, really sweet, nice people.
I agree. I've been saying
So
it for a
it's
long
been
time now. The
awesome.
retro gaming community is super duper swell. They've been good people. So we've been happy to hang with them and bring them on the show and make games with them and everything like that. They're definitely incredible people.
Nostalgia's a hell of a thing. It's
true.
We all have these memories, and it's really nice. We all just want to talk about it. And in normal everyday lives, you go and be like, "Hey, you guys remember Cubert?" And they're like, "We don't want to talk about that."
It doesn't hurt that we're all like 30 and 40-year-olds and not like 15-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess
Exactly.
like that's the question. Like, when people, 15 growing up, what's going to be their nostalgia? Is it going to be the era of the, Xbox One and the Switch and all
and
that?
we're starting to see that.
I mean, that's so wild to
starting to see
think.
that.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I'm just all over the place with my nostalgia though. Something will hit me. Like the other day I was at a store, I saw a patch for it had a picture of Nestor on there, and I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Nestor. And I was like, and they're like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, Nintendo Power Nestor. And no one knew, and I'm like, man, yeah, dude. I mean, nostalgia is a hell of a thing.
It's gonna keep. It's weird because like gaming is such a young. It's still a young industry. Right. So it's not like the classic car community or anything like that. Like it's still relatively young. So a lot of us, we're at that age where that nostalgia bug hits us a lot. But I've made posts on Twitter about certain games that I remember when I was in my 20s and stuff like that. And then someone will respond and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember playing Dead Space. I was 7 and it scared the shit out of me." And I'm like,
wow.
And I'm like, man, I was paying taxes. So it's like
And it scared the
there's
shit
a
out of
lot
me.
of
That's probably the best way.
that's
The best way to
scarier.
look at it. The best way to look at it is I was paying taxes when you were
Necromorphs
first
versus
playing.
taxes. Who wins?
ICQ.
But
Short-term capital gains. Short-term capital gains.
Oh my god, that's the ultimate
are you
final
sure
boss.
you want
man.
to use TurboTax without the premium package?
Dude,
Without protection.
That has sometimes been the hardest decision in my life. Whether or not I've had to use TurboTax for professional or not.
Audit.
It's like, do you want to use TurboTax or
Give me
mess up
my
and go to
audit
jail?
protection.
The decision's
Protect me
yours.
from audits.
I mentioned earlier that each of your episodes covers like one game. Is that what you've been doing the entire time? Since 4 years ago?
The entire time.
Wow. So you must have gone through a lot of games by now.
I have one episode. I have only one episode that I did I called it a mini episode. And it was right around when COVID first hit and I was
good
home
times.
and Jay used to come over to my house and we would record together, but we couldn't do that. So I did a podcast on the George Romero Resident Evil script.
Oh, awesome.
And about how which I guess I'll let you guys know, but we're going to do a charity stream probably around July or August. We're going to do a live reading of the Resident Evil George Romero script.
Dope.
And all the funds that will be raised will be going to the Humane Society.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool, man.
That is such a good idea.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
I definitely
got Tony from the Residents of Evil will be on there. And we've got the Gamers Week guys will be coming on. But it's going to be hilarious.
Is it? You said Residency of Evil?
Oh, Residents of Evil. They're probably
I was going to say, if there's a Residency of Evil, like where it's just a medical school.
It's an evil medical school.
An evil medical school.
An evil residence.
I would love a side game called Residency of Evil.
Oh, fantastic.
That would be amazing.
You're a doctor in Raccoon City.
Dude, imagine that. Like you're treating the zombie outbreak as it's happening. Like I need to.
Oh, it's like those. What were those games on Wii? It was like Trauma Center.
Yeah.
Or something. It could be like that.
Oh my God. Did we just
Resident
make
Evil.
a game?
I think we did.
With all the games that you've covered on Retro Blast, I'm sure that like the ones that are our favorites, you've probably already covered because I know you have like guests on to talk about. Like you find someone who's passionate about that game, and you cover the game, and Donnie.
Typically.
I saw Donnie from Gamers League was on doing Metal Gear Solid, which would probably be the one I would choose of like games that retro games that I'm like super familiar with.
That
and
was such a
deep
fun
dive
episode.
on.
If you were to play Metal Gear, would you prefer Twin Snakes or go right back to PlayStation 1 original Metal Gear Solid?
I mean, I love the original. One of the things that I remember when we did that episode is that I knew that I mentioned the Twin Snakes at the end, and I made sure to mention it because that game's fantastic. Mm-hmm. A lot of people give it shit, but I think that's a great way to play the game. There's a lot of quality of life stuff. The cutscenes are hilarious.
Oh, yeah. They're so
people
good.
Are like, I think I mentioned in there, everybody's like, oh, the cutscenes in Twin Snakes are so anime and over the top. And I'm like, have you played Metal Gear? Have you played any Metal Gear?
I mean, even
like,
the NES
it's
ones.
So,
yeah.
It's always been like this. It's always been insane, but that game's fantastic. I can't really choose between the two because I do love the original game so much. But if you want like a nice quality of life, with some better graphics, the Twin Snakes, you can't go wrong.
I'll say this: Metal Gear Solid. When I first played it, was the first time I was like, I think video games and movies are kind of merging, and that's mainly because at the beginning, when you have the credits on the screen as you're actually controlling Snake, I was like, cool. This is the coolest damn thing. For whatever reason, that did it for me. I was like, oh, this is like a movie.
You're right.
This is a movie.
That's where the lines started to blur.
Yeah.
That's funny because I only played Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, and I got really fucking annoyed with the fact they kept on putting the credits in the beginning of each of the missions.
That's just Kojima. That's Kojima being Kojima there.
And that's fine. Like, I mean, like, I get, like, later on down the road, but, like, when it's, like, PlayStation 1 era, you're 96, and, it's 1996, and you're fucking playing this game, and you're like, there's a credit scroll happening, and I'm the one controlling what's happening within that credit scroll.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Tim, what would be the game that you could deep dive on a pod? Would it be Chrono Trigger, probably?
Well, probably. Chrono Trigger is definitely one of them. For like retro gaming in general, just like older games that I've played a lot. SimCity for SNES.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, dude, I could rock that one out.
Wow. Okay.
That was my boy. I love that game. I played it on emulator. I play it on emulator like once every couple of years. Like
that's what I like though about it. I guess one of the reasons that I keep doing it this way is because when someone comes on and they have that passion about a game or a game that they love, you have the best conversations because it's all about like that nostalgia comes pouring out, and really the goal of the podcast is just like not only kind of scratch your own nostalgia itch, right, and get those feelings out, but also because other people can kind of learn about why these games give us that.
Yeah.
Why it was like so important to us. And I want it to be about the game. I want the game to get its time.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, man. I mean, like there's a lot of games to go around, and it is flavor of the week style where, you know, the next game comes out and that's your new topic. We're very ADD in this world, and it's hard to go back and go, well, let's really do deep dives and dissect some of these games that deserve that praise that, you know, people put a lot of, and especially retro games, because thinking about how there was no patches, there was no I mean, they had to come out in a condition that was
Elden Ring
they
had
are what they
patches.
are. Yeah.
Was
That's an NPC in
Dark Souls.
I'm sorry. I'll
Patches
stop.
is in all the Souls games, honestly. He's a character.
Thank you.
Well done.
Nope, that went over my head.
Isaac,
That was good.
Isaac, what would your game be?
Gosh, I was trying to figure that out. Like,
I mean, you're a big Warcraft guy, right?
Something that like you
feel
would just want to gush about. Because I mean, like that's part of the fun. It's games that maybe other people haven't played that you loved so much.
son
And
of
you're
a
like,
bitch.
I wish more people knew about this.
I might
game.
go over Spore.
Oh yeah, dude. Did you do black and
then
white?
If I was going to gush about a game, it would be World of Warcraft.
I played black and white back in college.
Black and
I like
White,
that game.
Warcraft 3, I could gush about, especially Frozen Thrones.
Yeah, Warcraft. So that's interesting because that's like that would have been like more obscure before WoW Classic came out, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but now, like a whole bunch of people are.
Warcraft 3, I think, did the best version of what it was trying to accomplish.
Well, sure.
Obviously, they a lot of RTSs iterate and make it a lot better every one, except for like I'll still say Civ 5 is better than Civ 6, but that's
Hell yeah.
that's me.
Team Civ 5.
But I mean, like Warcraft 3 had such a interesting, because that's when they started going deep into the heroic systems and all that stuff that was so cool. And then I just do my Frost Dragons and I'm good. I win.
Is there a console game that you're big on, Isaac?
Console game. Yeah, well, I was going to bring it up during the flavor of the week, but I got back into Dragon Quest. I played Dragon Quest 11 for the very first time.
Nice.
This past week. And it reminded me of when I was a kid playing Dragon Warrior 1 and Dragon Warrior 3 on NES.
I also remember watching you
and
play
I
that.
actually, and I never realized until I started playing, I was like, oh my God, I spent a lot of time like playing that game when I was a kid.
Really?
I don't even know if I could remember it. Yes, I did.
Did you?
That's the thing that kind of
More
like
than
surprised me. It's
Final
like,
Fantasy
wow,
or
I
anything
really
like
remember
that?
this.
Were you more Dragon Warrior?
Well, when 2 and 3 came out on SNES, yeah, I played a lot of those.
Were there any games? One of the I guess a topic that's come up in a lot of our episodes are games that we played when we were kids, and I think there's a lot more that goes on here as far as the thought process. But when we were kids, you can tell me if you thought this way. But there were a lot of games that I played that, as a kid, they were probably objectively terrible games.
yeah.
But but when you're a kid, you don't understand. You all, like, at least for me, when I would play a game that was bad, I lacked the ability to go, this game is bad. It was more like, I'm just not good at it. And obviously the game can't be bad because brains much bigger than mine created this. There's something I'm missing.
And we had to pay
So
good
like
hard
that was
money
where I
for
was.
it. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So we talked about how we've done a couple episodes on Castlevania, and the first Castlevania game I ever played was Simon's Quest because that's the one we had. And I remember growing up with it and loving it. And then back in the day, watching the he was Angry Nintendo Nerd at the time.
Yeah, Angry Nintendo
But
Nerd.
he did that episode on Simon's Quest, and he's like, "This game's dog shit," and I'm like, "What?"
That sounds
like,
just like
I thought it was
games.
great. Yeah, I'm like, "Wait,
This
what?"
game
Simon's
is
Quest, I love
dog
that.
shit.
It's complete dog shit. But was there a game that you guys can remember? I guess this is just my question for each of you. Can you think of a game that you played when you were a kid that you look back and you're like, that game was a piece of shit, but I loved it?
Bard's
right?
Nightmare.
Bard's Nightmare.
Bard's Nightmare was garbage game.
Okay, I like Bard's Nightmare a lot.
loved it.
That's a great game.
I love
It's
it.
hard. It's way harder than it
That's
should be.
the one where you had to get the Z's, like, because there was like a bunch of Z's floating. And
Yeah, like you had the Indiana Jones. The mini games were fun.
The
They were
Indiana
really
Tones game was about the most bullshit game that ever existed in the history of games.
They did two games that kind of did the similar thing. There was Bart's Nightmare, and then there was like Bart's, like there was another Super Nintendo Bart game. That,
the NES ones were trash.
Oh my God, yeah.
The Bart versus the Space Mutants.
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 I also liked, I don't know, I think I liked Back to the Future because I did
My answer would absolutely be Fester's Quest.
Kenny says Fester's
Okay.
Quest.
Okay.
I was way into Fester's Quest. when I was a kid.
I would say Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Fucking love that game.
Oh wow!
As a kid.
That's
and
a
I did
tough one,
nothing
man.
but the fly Chinese, the Chinese sticks to like catch the fly. Chopsticks. Sorry. The chopsticks, the
Chinese
sticks.
sticks.
Chinese sticks.
Jesus.
Yeah, we went there to catch the fly.
I thought you were talking about like a weapon.
No. But like, I just did that mini game over and over and over again. Like, I don't know why. That was the most entertaining thing for me.
That's the thing. When you're a kid, you don't see the problems with a lot of games.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know any kids who were like, this game sucks. Like you had the games you had because whether it was your parents got you something for your birthday or for a gift for Christmas. So you had your games. When I was a young kid, I'm like, well, these are my treasures. These are the games that I will play. I played games like Star Voyager, Ultima Exodus.
Dude.
And
Ultima
I played
games.
Ultima, had no idea what I was doing.
Yep.
But played it. Yeah. Willow. Those were games that
Willow,
I had a hard time with, but I love them. Yeah. And I think you just kind of accept like these games are really hard. I'm the problem. I need to get good.
So
Maybe it's me.
when Tim and I were kids, we had a game called Basic on Atari 400.
Oh, yeah.
And wasn't really a game. We would just like, our dad would teach us like how to create ASCII codes like for unexpected characters. And we would just like,
Oh, wow.
hold down Alt Shift and I don't know, L, and it would make these repeated lines.
Oh,
Over and over.
That's rad.
Of like some weird
That's
characters.
kind of cool.
And so we would sort of like make art on the Atari 400 like way back in the day.
That's really
But in
cool.
retrospect, that's actually not a very good game.
I was very good at playing.
Anyway.
I was very good at playing Claris Works. That was my fun game. I would just like, there was a part in Claris Works I remember where if you can put letters in, like, I mean, it was a word processing software suite, but they had like this thing for the kids where it's like you can choose the letter and just stamp it onto the page instead of you typing.
Oh my God.
And it would be A,
Okay.
B, C, D. And so no matter what you press, they had like a different like voice for each one. And I fucking went to town.
We had an electronic typewriter back in the day that you could hit a combination of keys and it would start like giving you like a little. Was it a little game? Or like, what was it?
What did I do?
It was just like a demo. I would love it because I was a little kid and I'd just like answer these little questions that the typewriter would spit out at me. I thought that was one of the greatest games I ever played.
Oh my God.
Pat, I'm sure everyone can find Retro Blast Podcast on their preferred podcast platform as usual, but are there any other links or places people can find you want to shout out to our listeners?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm primarily on Twitter, as you guys know. At Retroblast US.
It's the greatest place to be in the world. Just ask anybody.
Yep. I've never seen any video of anyone complaining about how YouTube and Twitter has done wrong to anyone.
That is definitely another thing I appreciate about the niche of the retro community is that it's like a nice little corner of Twitter. You know, we don't really bother with the rest of the
So I tell
politics
people,
at all.
you got to find your people. You got to find your group, and then just stay in there. Don't go to the trending topics because you're going to go down a really bad path. So just stay in your lane. Go to where the other people are like, come join us. We'll talk about what you like. But that's, again, that's why Twitter is such a great space for this. It is really a good platform when you find the right place.
Exactly. Yep.
So
Agreed.
that's where we are primarily. And you can also find, like, for me personally, I'm on Instagram at RetroblastPat. So, that's where I kind of post normal everyday stuff, but it's usually still kind of in the same vein. And then, of course, you can find the podcast on pretty much any platform.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Perfect.
That is such a cool, good concept for a podcast, and I'm glad that you guys are thriving.
At Retroblast US on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just, that's how it is. You go in, just do it for yourself, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, hey, you're still having fun. That was the whole point. So I'm happy that people like it.
That should be our tag here. We're still having fun.
We're happy that we like it.
We're still having fun.
We're happy that we like it.
Well, at least we're having fun.
That's it right there. Well, at least we're having fun.
Thank you so much for helping us overcome the Retrovia war.
Yeah, no kidding. You guys
Oh man, it's my pleasure.
man.
That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
And I can't imagine how long that takes Tim to do every time he has to do
that
one of
one-
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
about 10
Props for
hours.
the work on
10
that.
hours?
Yeah.
See, like, I was talking to Tim on the break, and I was like, I would love if we had a separate side podcast that just did like a continuous campaign of this.
one of
And
those
I'm like,
things.
there's no effing way in hell we could like.
I would have to
do
get
that.
paid out the gate
You
to start
know,
with that kind of podcast.
I mean, you're a natural dungeon master and as someone who has actually never had the pleasure of playing D&D.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
It is.
Ooh,
it
that's
is
right. I've never been able to play, but I've always wanted to. If you guys ever want to do like an online D&D session, just let me know. I would love to join.
I also know that Kenny's quite the DM.
Kenny's a good
So,
DM. Tim has been one of my favorite DMs I've ever had, just because he's killed off more of my characters than any.
They're just so worthy of being killed. It's hard to
Yeah,
not
it
do
would be
it.
like a learning process for me because I've never done it, but I've always wanted to.
It is the best.
You know, yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm
Speaking
down.
of podcasts, what's going on at Gamers Week podcast?
Oh, Jesus
Tim?
Christ. All right, the legend himself, Lord Gabe Newell, founded the Valve Corporation, founder of the Valve Corporation and mastermind behind Steam, got to start working for Microsoft, where he led the development team to port what game that was said to prove that Windows was a viable gaming platform?
Minesweeper.
Yes.
I mean, Doom?
Yeah.
Minesweeper episode 2.
Maybe Doom. I'm trying to think of what games got ported over.
Doom's correct. Good
What did Doom come out for? originally? DOS, dude. Yeah.
Oh,
DOS, dude. DOS.
Okay, yeah.
Did they know it over at Gamers Week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like RGB got it right away.
Yeah.
Smart ass.
There you go.
I think that was a good guess, though.
Thank you, everyone who came over from Gamers Week podcast for that trivia question. Hope you got it correct and feel happy. And thank you for listening to the Leetist podcast where we play trivia games about games.
by the way, who is this that you introduced us as?
Oh, those are characters from 1996's Primal Fear, starring Richard Gere and Edward Norton.
Thank you so much for clarifying.
Richard Gere and Edward Norton.
I missed that reference at the beginning. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Pat. Retroblast US on Twitter. Had an awesome time. Thanks so much, guys.
Hey, me too.
Hey,
Thank you,
me
guys.
three,
Thank you so much.
4.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kenny.